Hey.
Hello, people. Good to be back.
Let me do listen first. Boom. Wait.
Right. So I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but Baby Blart's on the other side of the room on her playmat, which plays music and entertains her to no end. Which is, which is tremendous, but also you might have some educational tunes about animals or colors coming your way during the course of the stream.
Oh, that's good. I've always wanted to learn
Yeah.
more about animals and colors.
It's
Yeah.
very good, compelling stuff.
I don't know all the animals yet, so I'm hoping maybe one comes up that I've not heard of.
I think it only covers like 5 of them, so we'll have to roll the dice there.
Listen first. Okay, I got it. Woo! Let me turn up the music on the game so they can hear the. What song is this playing, by the way? Final Fantasy V guy. The Intertwined Will song.
Just a second, I have to.
The map, the one that's on the map.
Yeah, for the Intertwined Will.
I don't remember which song plays in them. Oh, let me.
I'll be real. I didn't actually. I played on mute, so I actually don't know what song was playing.
I thought you were a Final Fantasy V guy.
I mean, I'm assuming that it is probably Kryle's theme, or possibly the world of Ruin. Not Ruben. What the heck is the other one? The second world's map theme, or maybe the first world's map theme. Or it could just be.
No,
the
it wasn't a
theme
map
theme.
theme.
It's kind of sad. It's kind of like slow and sad.
Oh God, I know
Morose.
the. Yeah, it's the. Did they even have a name for that song? Yeah, it's the sad emotional song that I'm pretty sure they also play when Lena eats the poisonous grass and whatever.
That's true. That's true.
So.
What's up, Tree Void? What's up, Poto Cedar? Blind Eye? MFYK? We're gonna see a no FR run. Yeah, I already did one. We'll do one live. We'll do it live. I might do 2 live.
God.
Who knows?
Ew. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, I'm a freak.
Yeah.
I'm a freak beast. I don't need an
Somebody
FR.
stop this man.
Yeah.
Slow your roll there, champ.
Yeah. I was already good, but entering this new era, I've ascended to another level, another realm, so to speak.
He's blossomed into the best player of the Shinryu era.
Mm-hmm. Didn't take long. MFYK, thank you for stopping by the pre-show. We appreciate that. Raw, do the Tree Void Challenge. What is the Tree Void Challenge? I haven't seen it.
There isn't one.
Yeah, that's the joke.
Is that what \S means?
Yeah, that means there's no challenge yet.
It's not out? Why don't you drop it live on the show?
The S actually stands for still no challenge.
Drop it live. What are you waiting for, man? People want to know.
Everyone's gonna be watching the show, and they're not gonna see him drop it in the. Unless you. Oh, do you mean drop it in the chat here? Oh man.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Exclusive live stream content.
Yeah, exclusive. We got the exclusive Tree Void Challenge breaking news. I'll do it. I'll do it live.
I mean, that's our specialty here. And friends, I will thank you. We do want to thank you all for joining us here on this holiday evening. For those of you within the United States, for those of you outside of the United States, we want to thank you for joining us anyway, because we love to have you here.
We do. I'm sun-kissed, sunburned.
I believe it.
And
I have been indoors all day.
I ate a lot of hot dogs. Not gonna lie to you.
Compared to the Memorial Day fiasco, how are we doing?
Less hot dogs, so I'll be
Better
good.
condition then.
Is that better or worse?
Better for my physical condition. I hear a 9 in the background. Yes, MFYK. I'm using 9. Ore, 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 ore. I don't know what that means, but I'm doing the intertwined will because I forgot to do it. And you caught me. You put me on spot. Thanks a lot. I hate when they talk in the middle of the fight.
I just kind of skipped. Once I saw that the plot of this chapter was we are looking for a chocobo, I was like, okay, I'm out.
Is it Boko or is it just
Hey.
any chocobo?
The one that Ace
It's
was
Ace's
friends with?
chocobo.
Ace's chocobo. I think they chimichurri.
Rip.
Chichiri.
Yeah,
Rip.
like the tasty Mexican like sauce, right?
Chimichurri. It's chimichurri. Ace's chocobo. I don't want to spoil, but it's not.
Delicious.
It's not of this world anymore, is it? I guess you come back to life when
I didn't think the chocobo died, did
it
it?
dies in like the first scene. Am I?
No. The
that-
chocobo survives, but Machina's brother dies.
Oh, it's Kataguri. Machina
I
Kataguri.
don't remember his name.
Something category. Oh, Guy's in this and I skipped it. Damn it. I'll have to go back another day and watch it.
Izana, that's what it is.
Izana. That's right. That's right.
Anshu, to clarify, I don't hate chocobo. I love them. They're especially good barbecue with sauce.
How dare you?
That is, oh god, how many hot dogs was that, Raw?
3.
Not bad, not bad. Hey, baby Blart, get that out of your mouth. Get that. Oh god. I'll be right back. Just a second.
I've got to use the bathroom, then we can start. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You were born ready.
Yeah.
Look, Blart pissed everybody off by saying he eats chocobos. If we lived in the Final Fantasy world, we would not eat chocobos. We would raise them and ride them across the countryside to avoid random encounters. Oh my god.
They just make me nervous because I was watching Jurassic Park the other day, and they look. I mean, you know the whole thing about like dinosaurs these days and having feathers and all that. So it's just, I'm a little on edge right now when I see a bipedal giant bird.
Yeah, I think chocobos, if they were real, they would definitely be like evolved from raptors, like velociraptors.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I gotta use the bathroom, then we can start.
All right. And to clarify, Boko's a different story. We don't talk about Boko. He's cool. Oh boy. So, how we doing tonight, gentlemen, ladies, folks in the audience? I
Is
know
that
you're out there.
is that only an audience question, or
I figured you and I were gonna talk about how we were doing when the stream starts part of the intro.
yeah, that's fair.
I think sound of the 6th wave. We're doing okay here. Doing okay here, I think. Surviving an exciting and sunny holiday weekend.
Yeah,
Well-
it's it's way too hot outside, but I have
yeah.
the best FR in the game, so
That's pretty good. We'll look forward to talking about that. How's that? How hot is it in Florida right now?
it's probably not as bad now. When I was outside earlier, it was like high 90s.
Who
Ew.
is saying I'm a little low right now, guys? Is this any better?
I can't tell.
Okay, I'm still talking.
Oh,
I'm
I
trying to
turned you
work my-
down like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, maybe try turning me up a little bit. I don't know. That's supposed to be kind of the point of the whole the pre-show is to get this right.
Yeah. I don't remember how I turned you down though. So,
Oh my god.
general.
Every time.
There's just so much. Oh, here we go. User volume. Give me a alphabet or something. Quick brown fox.
A
Ooh.
B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X Y and Z.
Okay, he does know his whole alphabet. Some girl, could you give
Whoa,
me
whoa!
just the first couple?
Did you just say Zed on this American holiday?
Shit. that was a joke that I didn't think through.
What language is Zed?
Shit. I'm trying to tie it to like the EDM music, or not EDM, like the music guy or the League of Legends character, or the Power Rangers villain. Yeah, that's another good Zed that I could have referenced if I was thinking a bit faster on my feet.
Well, Well, it seems like they think that you sound good now. So, some girl, can you
There
say
we go.
something? Say a word or 6 words.
Too much better?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Sounds better to me. So, I mean, really,
Cool.
I think we'll be fine. All right, I'm gonna turn the music down in the game. Turn the music up on the intro. You ready? 3, 2, 1.
And now it's time to start the show with Bl'Artagnan, Raw Life, and some girl. This is the Lifestream.
Hey, this is the live stream, and I'm Raw Life, and that was Bard, Dystopia Bard with the riffs. Thank you, Bard, for our theme song. Welcome to the live stream. Let me turn the volume up a little bit so you can hear my intersecting wills. We've got a bunch of stuff to go over today. We've got a couple big fights that I'm going to destroy, and the fine people alongside me are going to be, sorry about that, are going to be Bl'Art and Samegi. Bl'Art, how are you doing, my friend?
I am doing okay, doing all right. I returned from a pretty long drive just a couple minutes ago, and found out right before embarking on said drive that we may have possibly been exposed to COVID through just a kind of a unfortunate coincidence. So we're all a little bit on edge here in the Bl'Art household, but we're doing okay. We got some dinner on the way, and baby Bl'Art is just recovering from some tummy time, so she's in a rare mood. Some girl, how you doing? How's your 4th of July going?
Not bad. Normally on the 4th of July, I'd be like visiting my parents to live nearby, but they are on a cruise, so I just spent the day sitting at a pool by myself, and it was great.
Are you sunburned? I'm sunburned.
I am not.
I don't believe in sunscreen. I think that my body is trained in a powerful way to reflect UV light.
And it's clearly not because you're sunburned.
Well, it'll go away. I have a healing factor, kind of like Wolverine, and so by the end of this stream, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but by the end of the stream, I bet that I'll be pale as a ghost, and that all comes with the territory. But it's Bl'Artagnan, baby Bl'Artagnan's like 3rd show with us. Little baby Bl'Artagnan's gonna be a not a podcaster, a streamer, a show streamer. Good.
Yeah, she's a natural. I'll say. You know, she's the timing down. She, unlike me, doesn't turn away from the mic to look at other people, such as her, affecting my audio quality. And she also, of the two of us, she's the only one in this house to have completed a no FR run of either of these Shinryu fights. So that's pretty wild.
Wow, not even 1 year old yet.
I just want to shout out MF's comment that made me laugh a lot just now. Baby Bl'Art's first words will be, "That's show business, baby." A little fact, when Will says that show business, baby, he's referring to her. It's directed at her. It's instructional.
Yeah, that's show business, comma, baby, and baby Bl'Art is the baby that I'm referring to.
You like refer to babies as like baby, like.
Yeah, I call all babies babies. I don't call them by their name until they can.
They don't get the right to have a name until they're like.
Yeah.
I gotta be real with you. I'm her parent, and I call her baby most of the time.
Yeah. I don't refer to babies by their government name until they're old enough to look me in the eye and shake my hand. When they can shake my hand and look me in the eye, I will call them by their government name. But until then, they're just baby.
I see.
It's just how I roll. We've got a lot to go over, and I'm going to try. All right, last week when you guys were here, the FR era was about to start, so you'll get to hear how our FR eras started and how Shinryu is going for everybody. It's going really good for me. I did exactly what I said I was going to do, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But Kain FR came out. Kain BT FR, right?
It?
Some girl, did you get the FR and the BT?
I actually do have Kane's FR. I haven't used it yet though.
Did you max it?
I was bored, so I did. I still didn't use it because I have resources and I felt like it.
My game is going really slow. Bl'Art, did you pull it? I think you did. No, you didn't.
I skipped Kain. I have his LD, and I'm a big fan of the character. I figured I knew I was going to be going for Kril, and so I figured that'd be a good place to pick up the BT. And I wasn't super interested in chasing his FR at this time, so I did skip him. And nothing on the free pull. So he does look great. How'd you go?
I got 2 Kain FRs on the 2 free pulls. And then the next day I got an FR on the daily pull. So I got 3 Kain FRs for free. But I had already maxed his FR from the first 2 I got. So that was a mistake. Speaking of all the changes in Shinryu, I'm not doing it right, but the Chaos, what are you supposed to do with the Chaoses? The Chaoses are...
3 synergy,
quest.
no friend.
God bless America. You have to beat that to get the Shinryu.
You don't have to beat that to get to the Shinryu.
You don't?
It's just extra rewards.
Yeah, it just gives you the rewards that a challenge quest would have given you. You still clear it as if a regular stage.
I mean, you have
Right,
to beat
it's
that
just-
stage to get to the...
Yeah, but you can beat it any old way. You don't have to beat it with the boosted characters. You're just missing out on the burst token and all that stuff.
Well, we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
We'll go straight into the... Wait, what? Where is it from? Oh, it's in the story chapter, right? We got a story chapter?
Yep. Chapter 3,
Did.
Act something or other.
I'll tell you right now. Chapter 3,
Okay.
Act...
We got a new story chapter in which not very much happens.
This I think was the first story chapter I just straight up checked out of and started skipping the cutscenes for in a very long time.
I never watched the cutscenes, but I
I had some nice scenes at the end, but the first half of it was just like not very much.
Braska and
Yeah, the
Jet
scene I
scenes.
liked was there was a really nice scene where like Braska and Yuna met up for the first time and like parent moment. But the first half of it was just them just walking around and occasionally talking.
It was
Oh.
mostly just Blind Eye fan service.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Blind Eye. It was Blind Eye's favorite chapter. There was a fight between Seymour and Eldnarsh, and Seymour kind of backed off, which made me... That's the only one that I actually read, and I think personally that if it would have got down and dirty in the trenches, actual fight, I think Seymour scrubs the floor with Eldnarsh, personally. So that...
Why do you say that? I'd like you to back up this assertion.
Well, I've played Final Fantasy X, and I
Uh-huh.
didn't play Final Fantasy XI.
Okay.
So, that's why. That's my reasoning. Oh God, I'm a little nervous. We got a Shinryu, and I said last week I was gonna run a Shinryu without a FR. We haven't really talked about how the Shinryu fights go because it's the first one, but we'll just kind of touch on this one specifically as we go through it. But the main thing is they get their force time, and they have to take 3 turns before their force time goes away, right?
Yes. Unless you cancel it using by meeting certain conditions.
Yeah, if you cancel it, then you still have to let them take 3 turns, right?
Right, it freezes their
yeah.
force time, but it doesn't
Yeah.
cancel it. They still have to take
right.
the turn.
Yeah.
But if they take the turns, they can take the turns while their force time is frozen and just harmlessly pacify.
So this is the team I ran. Laguna, Zidane, and Garnet. And it took me a couple tries to figure it out, but it seems to me like your old roster isn't immediately dead walking into Shinryu. Obviously, I brought 3 greens with 2 ultimate weapons, and it went swimmingly. So, did you guys have a hard time with this fight, or how did you discover this fight to be?
It definitely is somewhat mechanically not intensive is the wrong word to say, but definitely there's a lot of pieces to keep track of, which was neat. It felt engaging, and yeah, when I was trying to do a non FR run through the fight, it was definitely challenging. It like you said, your roster isn't dead per se, but without FR, it's night and day doesn't feel appropriate. It's like a life and death kind of difference.
Yeah.
But I was able. Baby Blart was able to clear it with Terra, Freya, and who the heck was the third person? I don't know, but it was it was a Terra basically run. But yeah, it was intense. Summer?
Yeah, so I also ran this with no FR weapon. I used Laguna, Sice, and Rem, which was pretty fun to kind of play around with the traps and ticking all of the different effects while trying to manipulate turns to keep the bosses from doing too much. I thought it was a really fun fight, though. The HP poison mechanic feels really threatening, and you have to actively think about your turns very carefully, especially when their force gauge is pretty high. I do agree with that. I've seen several comments, including in the chat just now, about how it seems a little underwhelming that the very first boss of the new difficulty is just these, like, 2 trash mob dudes.
Yeah. Yoshi Pasta said in chat, note about floating eyes force time. If both reach the stat threshold at 79% while using a force ability, it won't pause it. So if you use your force ability to push them into the threshold, I guess it won't pause it. The thing that I like about this fight is that the HP poison is serious on its own, but the fact that they have that boss rush mechanic where if you go below a certain percentage, it automatically kills you. That shit felt cool.
Sort of.
No,
there is a fun little trick I found. I say again, Baby Blart, in her no FR run of this, she was informed by one of our a friend of the show, Fenny, that if they're unable to act, they actually won't auto execute you. And so we used Ramu summon to paralyze them, and took off Terra's HP passives. Terra took a zillion turns, was at 1 HP at the end of the run, but never got executed, even though they were in force time.
So if they're paralyzed, they won't.
Oh, that's interesting.
I didn't know that.
It felt inconsistent because I definitely had at least one run where it seemed like they executed through the paralysis, but I was also watching The Godfather at the time and wasn't really paying attention because once Terra starts going, you don't really need to. So take that with a grain of salt, but in practice I found that, when they're paralyzed, they don't do the execution.
That's really strong.
Yeah.
I had no idea. That could have made this run better too, because it does, especially if you're trying.
It's not going to give them any turns.
If you're trying to not give them turns at all, the HP poison
is massive.
And the automatic murder shot really. That's what killed most of my runs with this team. Is that even with a couple of strong regions, if like Zidane taking multiple turns, I had to have Ash regen up, Zidane's steel elixir from his burst phase and or his burst effect and all that going just to be able to take multiple turns without getting wiped. Not wiped, but activating that instant kill shot.
Yeah,
I definitely had a lot of difficulty with that as well. I was trying a couple other teams. I got close to a clear with a couple of different teams, but kept running into issues with the HP poison. Like, I was trying to use Realm here. It was awful because her warp turns meant that her HP would just melt without a really strong regen on the team.
Yeah, I definitely was cocky at one point and was like, sure, Kain with an Ash Call will definitely be enough to outpace this poison, and it really wasn't.
It's not, no.
Chrono Crash with the sub for 3 months. Thank you, Chrono Crash. We appreciate you.
Terra Garnet selfie with a Cisne friend. That's how we did it.
You did what now?
Yeah, the no FR run I mentioned was Terra Garnet selfie and a Cisne friend. So it was an absurd amount of free turn damage in order to meet the turn requirements. And I say that we did it in 9 turns, but like, it's a lot of health. It's like what, tier 9 level health with half the turns?
Yeah, that was another thing that was like kind of eye-opening. Our Jill, like coming from garbage time to this, was just how fucking tanky they are. It's crazy. But I mean,
they have a hell of a lot of health, and you have to. And it's what's so I think tricky about this fight is they have a lot of health, and you have to deal with like some very challenging mechanics at the same time. They're not just punching bags.
yeah, I forgot what I
Yeah.
just did with Zidane, so I'm already in trouble.
You just mugged.
I did mug?
Yeah.
Okay. Trusting you. Booyah! Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to focus so I don't die on my first Shinryu run on stream.
Why not? It'd be fun.
And I don't have to focus that much because I'm so good. I can kind of, just easily
Yeah.
knock it down. But this was a good introduction to Shinryu, I think. It takes... No one's knocking it over. I mean, I guess if you took, like, Kain, fully maxed FR,
Yeah.
BT, you can knock it over.
People the fully force enhanced Pinello and
yeah, and you supercharge it with Pinello. We didn't really talk about Pinello, our
Yeah,
force
there are
charge.
some SC90s.
That's the characters and stuff. We're talking about the fight right now, which is kind of the more not the usual order for us, but it's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
I also think something that's kind of like tricky when talking about the difficulty of this fight in particular, right? Is normally we talk about how having synergy makes a big difference, makes the fight a lot easier, and that's especially true here because at the time there was only one force weapon in the entire game, and force time makes this a lot easier. It's designed around it. It's the new difficulty, but the only force character in the game is the featured character. So synergy is even stronger than normal because synergy also means you get access to an uncapped HP damage multiplier that lets you do massive amounts of damage that you're not supposed to be able to.
Yeah, and
It's,
that... Go ahead, Blart.
It reminds me of the first Chaos fight. That was like what, Cloud and Vincent were the only 2 EX pluses or something like that. Like at the start of with Lufania and Lufania Plus, we were kind of given not Lufania Plus, we got BT Plus at that time, but with Lufania we were given LD and BT units far before Lufania actually started. Whereas with this, the difficulty and the new weapon type are happening at the same time, and where with Lufania Plus, we got 2 BT pluses at that time, one of which many people already had, Y'shtola. So it's a very different kind of requirement, I think, that they're throwing at us, or not requirement, but like it's a different thrown in the deep end kind of situation, because you're being straight up thrown in and be like, okay, you have there's exactly one version of the thing you're expected to use to beat this fight. Not a complaint, just an observation here.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
without the only FR character that's available right now, this fight it's night and day. Not night and day, life and death. Like it's way beyond the typical difficulty jump of synergy and no synergy, and that's intentional because the HP being pumped up to where it's insane levels of HP, and that's because FR gives you uncapped HP damage boost that, if you're using Pinello to charge it and then you go into force time and you really build a team around Kain's force time, you're getting into the 500%, 600% HP damage multiplier. So of course
You're not getting that high, but
I thought someone said they got to 700%. Maybe I'm confused.
you might be able to.
And
but
chat,
only
tell
for a
us-
couple attacks.
Chat, tell us how high you got your force time multiplier for this fight specifically.
Well, I guess the thing I wanted to say about that with regards to the force multiplier is that if you're getting numbers that high, it usually means that you're burning a lot of turns, like spamming dead skills with Pinello or something, which means you're not doing damage on those turns. And it's often a DPS loss over just doing damage the whole time.
Yeah. Vincent with Reigns LDCA and Kain force time is
Yeah.
goaded.
Laguna also very good here if you have Kane's force time. You could go into Laguna's burst with a Reigns call, do some launches, hit all those conditions. And Laguna's Trap also takes Kain's Force time.
Laguna's Trap does what?
Range damage. Laguna's Trap from his burst.
One thing I do like about this is that there are a lot of characters who are handy here, even though they aren't FR characters. I'm thinking like Edge, Gallup, Arciella. Assuming you can make up the damage loss from, for instance, Arciella, their damage doesn't have an FR attached to it. If you can work around that, they bring some very useful tools that makes the roster, like I said, not feel dead.
Yeah, definitely. I think there probably are some characters who are going to be left behind in the jump if they don't have the kind of like very powerful utility to justify their spot on the roster relative to their damage output. But I think, like you said, like Edge actually has fantastic damage too. He was someone that I think is really strong here. Like, don't underestimate his massive damage from his counters. Off turn is very good here in general. Just anytime the turn count gets tight, off turns become even more desirable than usual.
Turn count's 55.
There's only one guaranteed hit in this fight, which is the FR activation. So if you have a way to mitigate that or survive that or whatever, the rest of the stuff, most of it's Brave Gain stuff. So Kadaj and RCL are pretty handy here, but if you're not canceling their Brave Gain, you could just dodge most of their stuff.
Yep.
Part of why Gallic was so great here in Edge is because they have that interesting, if they get below 50%, if they get you below 50% with a hit, it paralyzes you, which is pretty annoying, but they have to touch you for that to happen. So a lot to consider, because there's no innate debuff. Well, I guess there's debuff cleansing with Mog, but there's no debuff immunity in the epic that we're defaulting to bringing here.
Yeah,
and I did see quite a few. Lena was a pretty popular choice here because she just makes you immune to that paralysis.
Yeah,
they just don't paralyze you if you bring Lena.
Also, as I'm doing this,
reminding me that Layla exists.
Oh yeah, Layla. One of the things that gave me trouble when I was running this team, and I should have remembered how I did it, but bursting without incredible HP regen, the same character taking a bunch of turns. Once they're in their force time, happened with Garnet, exactly how it's happening here. But we're gonna be okay because they're not in force time yet. But if you don't have a lot of HP regen or have a heal at the end of their burst phase, as soon as you come out of burst phase, they kill you because you've
gone too low.
Yeah, you've gone under the health limit for their one-shot kill. The one-shot kill is also guaranteed hit, right? Not just the force time attack.
Yeah, it is guaranteed. Rod, doesn't Garnet's LD refresh uses of her base skills?
Oh shit! Oh fuck! I just messed up her thing. I could have. I could have used her skill 1, skill 2, and then LD. But that's fine.
That is the correct way.
We don't need. We don't need. I don't even need to heal myself here.
When was the last? I mean, cool about Shinryu. When was the last time we needed to care about an optimal Garnet BT phase?
It's been a while.
You should always care about playing your character correctly, I would say, but
no, make it harder on yourself. Always make it harder on yourself. If the game doesn't make it hard enough for you, make it harder.
Just play bad.
That's playing badly,
is right?
Carl says, glad to see people enjoying Shinryu so far. I'm loving it. I haven't done the Kril fight. I did this fight with this exact team, and I also did it for the Kain. Oh, we got to talk about that Kain mission. Are we going to talk about that Kain mission?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
We'll do that in a second. I brought Kain and everything for that mission. So I tried it the hard way, and then also did it the quote-unquote easy way. And I'm loving this. I think that the balancing for the first fight was really good. You had to pay attention, and you had to be careful, and you had to, care about what you were doing. So I'm all for it. But the Kain mission. So one of the missions for this fight was to bring Kain to the Shinryu. Is that it? All you had to do
friend unit.
With no friend unit.
Without a friend unit.
And so you have to perfect it. You can't gem revive or whatever bullshit Raw tries to pull on stream and say that he won.
which means you had to have Kain essentially.
That's not true.
Otherwise, you had to drag. Well, who did it without Kain at all, or without a Kain FR, RBT, or LD?
I actually did it originally just to see if it was possible.
Who'd you do it with?
Ida and Sephiroth.
Oh, come on! But
Hey, I wanted my tickets
um,
because I didn't pull Kain originally, and I was like, well, how am I gonna do this? I'm like, well, I could just put my phone down for an hour and get 30 free tickets. Like, sure.
so it's 10 tickets plus 20 if you have Mog Pass, right?
Correct. Premium Mog Pass.
Okay, so some people are mad about real mad on the internet about this mission because it was essentially, even
Well,
if you pay, well,
A lot
what?
of people are mad for different reasons. Let's first be clear about that.
Yeah, what I heard on the I was not around for this whole thing, so I'll let you guys kind of give your opinion because I can be swayed either way. So you guys try to get me on your side because everybody wants Raw Life on their side. Essentially,
Why?
even if you pay for a Mog Pass, this was saying that to complete this mission, you essentially either had to eat her off it or pull Kain in some capacity because it's the Shinryu.
Yeah.
I pulled Kain, and so I didn't care, and it was fine. I think Bl'Art had some strong opinions on this one. Bl'Art, how do you feel about this being a mission?
I'll be real. I wasn't actually. Someone else probably was talking really eloquently, wiggly, and you thought it was me, because I missed this. I missed the discussion, but if I had to surmise it, it would probably be basically, hey, this is the first time that they're locking, pull rewards, the gems or tickets behind the Mog Pass, which that's the argument I was kind of seeing, back reading and kind of skimming the discussion. I don't think it's a huge issue for a few reasons. The core kind of philosophical reason is you could argue that they already lock a bunch of gems behind Mog Pass behind Paywall, because whenever you spend money you get gems. Like the Mog Pass itself gives you an additional boost of gems. Like it's not really surprising that they're adding additional gems here. And a mission where they're saying, hey, you need the featured character to clear it, I mean, that feels like a fairly expectable and kind of conventional gotcha tactic, and not one that I find like predatory or terrible. I'm just like, okay, well, they want us to pull the dude, and I don't think this is like 10 tickets, oh no, or 30 tickets. Like, if it was like, I don't know, like 5,000 gems or something, I'd be like, okay, wow, that's a lot. Or even like, the 50 ultimate cores. Some like, there's some ways they could really make it valuable, but like 30 tickets, especially in this day and age, like tickets, I'll take the tickets I get, but if I miss out on some tickets, that's not premium currency as far as I'm concerned. So I'm not really bothered by it. I think I understand why people are kind of I think that the core philosophy behind it is kind of annoying. The whole paywall stuff, but that's the game. And so if they're going to lock 20 tickets behind the premium Mog Pass, they're already locking 5,000 gems or however much gems you get for paying for it behind the premium Mog Pass. Like, hey, think of it this way: they're giving you additional stuff for the Mog Pass. They're not locking you out of stuff you wouldn't have gotten. They're actually giving you more rather than taking away.
I think the thing that Trevoid was talking about this, but the thing that I don't really like about it is it feels like it's sort of like, clearly the intention of this mission is to make you pull, right? Or to incentivize you to pull and make you feel bad for not pulling. And it feels kind of bad to have these sort of like extra kind of whale bait rewards that are locked behind already whaling. Like, it's like you already paid money for this premium Mog Pass. Now you have to pull Kain if you want to get all the rewards you paid for. And that feels kind of...
Isn't that like challenge quests though already?
Challenge quests are like easy though.
Were they when they originally came out?
No, that's true. But they weren't saying like they weren't telling people who were already paying for the premium Mog Pass, like, imagine if there's like a second BT token that was locked behind like premium Mog Pass, and it was like, you're paying money, but to get the Mog Pass reward that you're paying for, you have to pull the character.
But that's not what you're paying for, though. In my opinion, you're paying for the things that are listed on the Mog Pass. This boils down to another situation of should everything be available to everyone, and this is a more specifically should everything be available to everyone who pays, because it is if it bothers you that much, then you just have to pull Kain. And so I struggle to see how it's that big of a deal. I'm not saying that it's no big deal, and I'm not telling everybody, there are some strong opinions on both sides. And so to be clear, I don't have any strong opinions. First off. Second off, we're in force time for the bad guys right now, so I need to let them get 3 turns without anyone dying or without anyone's HP going too low. So if we're going to wipe, it's going to happen in the next couple turns.
Nice.
But I don't feel strongly either way, but I struggle to see the what the problem is. No one's shown me that it's a problem yet, to be honest with you. I don't know. Chat, if you feel strongly one way or another, let us know. Like I said, you may be able to convince me to join your side.
Like I said, I just don't really like the idea of the rewards that are part of the thing you're paying for being locked behind polling.
I feel like I get that idea. I just don't view additional tickets as part of what I'm paying for. I view it as a bonus for the people in it's a bonus for the people who are buying the bug pass if they have the opportunity to get 20 more tickets, as opposed to it's not like they've increased the price of it and said, okay, well, it costs $5 more, but you get have this chance to get 20 tickets. That would be kind of obnoxious, but the price is the same, just the value that you get for it is more.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. I just
it
feels really scummy to have this sort of this tactic to get you to pull more. That's especially targeted at the people who are already paying.
I do hear that. I think the feel of it definitely is a little bit sketch. Also, real quick, I do want to shout out Excalibur in chat, who just hit 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. So just a big shout out to friend of the show, Excalibur. If you're not subscribed to him, go do that now. And it's Excalibur with there's an L after the B, not the sword. It's a blurry version of the sword, I guess. But
it's a pun.
Good dude, that Excalibur. So go subscribe to him and boost that to 3,000.
I cannot
because we.
Go ahead.
First.
I cannot for the life of me figure out how I did this. Well, how I went about. I'm starting to realize now that I no-turned them the first time. But then after I no-turned them, I found out that if you let them move, then the HP poison goes away. So now I'm kind of throwing everything that I stretched out through the fight at them now with the HP regions and stuff, and I'm just going to let them move.
Okay.
And that should be fine. Right?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it comes back.
No, it doesn't. Not if you kill them.
That's true. They will not do the HP poison if they are dead.
Uh-oh. It does come back. It does come back. It does
Yeah,
come
that's
back.
something that I really liked about this fight is the enemy's force gauge. Once you get their health low, that starts coming fast.
Yeah, that does happen.
They get an increase to the charge rate of their FR gauge at health thresholds, and once they get low, I think 30% is the last threshold, it is so fast.
Yeah, it really incentivizes kind of timing and thinking about the fight in phases. You're really thinking about it not just in terms of health thresholds, but in terms of health thresholds compared to the force time, both FR gauges, when you're going to use your summon, your BT, it really it makes it feel much more I guess chess-like in a way, and I'm here for it. I like it, which is funny because I hate chess.
It is much more chess, not checkers. It's just throwing a lot of stuff at you at once, and you have to. I can't figure out what I'm gonna do.
You're gonna let B take one more turn?
No, I mean after this, they're gonna come back. The first time I did it with no turns. So I was just dealing with the HP poison the whole time. But now I'm gonna have to deal with so they never got a second one, right? If you just leave them in force time the whole time, whatever their force effect is, You just have to deal with that the whole fight.
Correct.
And this one,
and you can do that. It's absolutely viable.
yeah, it just doesn't feel great. But the alternative is what we're seeing here, which is we let them take 3 turns in force time. The force thing goes away, but then it's going to come back again. So we'll see. That should be interesting how I figure out a way around that. But like Bart said, it's like chess. There's multiple ways to come at this. I'm about to run out of. I have made a huge mistake.
Yeah, I was confused why you used Garnet's burst phase.
Yeah, Laguna. I can't use Laguna's burst phase. I can't use Zidane's burst phase. Now Zidane and Laguna are both dead. Zidane and Laguna's burst effects are done for the rest of the fight. We're in a pickle. But
You are.
I get out of pickles. Anyway,
Let's do it. Yeah.
I believe.
I think you can get out of this pickle. The question is, can you get out of this pickle in 55 turns?
no, I don't think so. But in the challenge that I set myself last week, I never said I was gonna perfect it. I just said I was gonna beat it.
The bullshit that Raw tries to
Boom.
pull, saying he won on stream.
Well, you should have seen it coming then, baby.
I did.
For the record, I did do it in the turns in my original run, so I still did it. But maybe we don't hit turn count this time. We'll see. Do you guys want to keep going in with the Kain mission thing, or do you want to move on? Because we
I don't
got
really have too much else to say on the matter.
yeah, we got feelings in chat. Hey, not everything always goes.
I just say I don't like the concept that much of specifically it being tied to the premium mod pass the way it is. Like,
Right.
I think the right mission itself, whatever, sure, it's fine. I think it's a good type of mission to have. Just the fact that there's specifically the extra rewards for premium mod pass are locked behind pulling the character feels kind of scummy to me.
And I can understand that. I can understand the other side too. So, we'll move
Just
on.
feels like they're trying to milk whales for more than they already are.
I mean, so what we're saying is people are going to feel like in order to get these 20 tickets, I have to spend 75k gems on Kain.
Yeah, that is. Thank you for putting it that way. That is my whole rationale. Is not lining up for me with where if the 20 tickets, because it's only 20 tickets, not 30, because the 10 you can get, or is it's 30 total? But we're
30
talking,
total, yeah.
but we're only talking about the Mog Pass people who are upset about it. Well, if it's that important to you, then you're essentially weighing 75k gems to get the FR against the 20 tickets. If not, if it was like burst
It's just
tokens.
a bonus.
Yeah, if it was burst tokens or it was FR stones or whatever the fuck they are, then I could kind of understand the furor a little bit more. But it's literally tickets. It's 20 tickets that, if you didn't pull the character, that's fine. You don't have to pull the character, but you're not gonna get the. It's almost like you said, it's
At
a
least,
bonus.
like I said, I'm not trying to make an argument about the economy of it because I agree that like it doesn't make sense to pull just to complete it. It's specifically the fact, the sort of like psychology, I guess, of saying like you buy the premium mod pass to get extra rewards, but some of those extra rewards are now locked behind pulling the character.
Yeah, and that's fair.
I mean, I kind of interpret it as if you have premium mod pass, then the rewards you get from doing this quest, the 10 tickets, is actually tripled. So,
Yeah.
The feel of it, at the end of the day, it is a feel of like you're trying to get us to spend money. At the end, that is what it is trying to do. So psychologically, there's kind of a gross feeling to it. So I'm not gonna say that isn't there. I just feel like maybe from where I'm sitting, it's maybe a bit overblown. But ultimately, I also know Mino's been shouting at us to get let in and share his take on it. I also
doing
feel like
what?
we've kind of Mino Spellgood of the Crystal Chronicles podcast, the only Defo podcast broadcast here on Twitch.
Yeah,
and
I
YouTube.
can't read chat while I'm fucking destroying Shinryu. I'm not losing. I should check some of my buttons. I can't get in the Discord right now anyway. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We're not
Either
gonna,
way,
we're not gonna make this.
I don't have anything else to say on this matter.
Yeah, I think we're good on the Kain.
Yeah.
It's a mission. You can do it or you can't do it. We're not gonna beat this fight on this turn. On this run, I have made some errors, and I don't think we want to run it again. I think we'd rather move to Krile after this fight. But any closing thoughts on this fight?
Fight's awesome.
Yeah.
We also didn't talk about like any of the characters.
Oh yeah, we still have time in this fight, so let's go over the characters. We got Kain, Penelo, Force Charge Extraordinaire, and who else?
Got Mog C90 and Warrior of Light got his T+.
Ugh. Does anybody want to talk about Kain? Just what does FR need to
Sure, I can talk about Kain.
Thank you.
I pulled him, so I know what he does, theoretically. So yeah, Kain, the first force weapon in the game. So first off, he got an extensive rework. He does a lot of damage on his turns now, which was my least favorite thing about his previous iteration, was the fact that his on-turn damage was atrocious. When he got his LD, he did not get a base kit rework at all, and still had the single dump skills all over the place, and it felt awful to use him. But now his base skills do a lot of damage if you've pressed his which is going near skill 1 or skill 2. I don't remember.
Skill 2.
It is very funny to watch because it does so many HP dumps so quickly. So he does a lot of damage on the ground. His jump follow-up is now 2 dumps instead of 1 like it was before. He got a BT, which has kind of standard BT auras, including quite a bit of HP cap up. I think it's 30%.
That sounds right, yeah.
Which is kind of absurd for a damage dealer to have that much HP cap up. And he has a force weapon. Now, the force weapon ticks up on range damage, including off-turn damage. And it also ticks up when you launch the enemy.
Is it, if I remember right, is it you have to launch with the full party?
I believe
Yes,
so?
full party launch.
Full party launch, okay.
Everyone has to join.
Y'all
Which is
talked about how FR weapons worked last week, or do we need to? I feel like
yeah.
at this point, okay, good. I feel like at this point everyone probably understands the general gist of it, unless they've been skipping until Cam, which we don't need to talk about right now.
Are you sure about everyone needing to join the launch?
No, I'm not.
Not sure. Just I thought I remembered reading somewhere that that it's a full party launch, but maybe I'm misremembering it.
Someone.
I'm just looking at it in game, and it definitely doesn't say that. But also, that might just be because the game doesn't tell you anything and is bad at conveying information.
Excalibur in chat says that he thinks it's been changed. Half launches also counts now, so maybe it used to be.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, 'cause like I said, in game it just says party inflicts knockback. So.
Okay, willing to take the L. Either I was misinformed or it was changed. But either way, these days you don't need a full launch.
Which I feel like needing a full launch would be really counterintuitive with the way that Kane's kit works, because he delays himself, which makes it very hard to set up full launches for your other party members.
Yeah, that would be pretty rough.
But yeah, so the bonuses are relatively small, but they can add up. Because, like I said, it's 5% for a range attack, and then 5% for a launch. Which, it's like, oh, that's like maximum 10%. But if you have, like 2 Kains in the air, and you're using like Laguna's burst phase and launching everyone, you can get 20-25% per turn. So you can add up to quite a bit of HP damage bonus if you build your team around it very carefully.
I'm dead. If they go to force time, after a launch right here, I'm dead.
Yeah, if you.
Oh, they didn't. No, they didn't go. Oh, I just thought that was going to kick them into 100%, and then they were going to one shot Zidane. Never mind, we're good. I'm sorry to interrupt, some girl. Please continue.
Yeah. So obviously, if you've been hanging around this community, a lot of people are talking about how his force weapon sucks. You don't need it, and that's probably true. But it's not a bad force weapon by any means. Like, if you play this fight with and without it, you will see a massive difference in power level. It is by far the strongest thing we have in the game right now, and his kit itself is just very good as well. All the follow-ups, tons of damage. He's a very good character.
Whew.
Yeah, no, I definitely like. It's funny. When his LD came out, there was this feeling of like, this LD is awesome and this kit is so nifty, or not kit, but like the LD design is so nifty, but the rest of the kit sucks so bad. Now it makes sense because now he has the burst, he has the FR, like it all kind of ties together, and it's been spoken of elsewhere how like the designers don't design a kit in a vacuum. They have this kind of plan of where they're going to take it as power creep develops, and it really shows here because he felt super one-dimensional back in the day. You know, like a few months ago when he had his LD came out, it was all about, you had the 3 LD uses, and then maybe you can spam some A's, maybe get a 4th use of his jump if you were good. If you had to like just actually play with Kain on the ground, it sucked.
Yeah, it was horrible. He was so bad.
It was so bad. Oh my god. But
like, at least one of his skills had splash at least, but otherwise it was all single target. Like,
it was really funny. Could you imagine a character in this day and age having only 1 dump on their skills? He says glaring at Onion Knight.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so like it feels so much. He feels complete now, and it's really nice to see.
Yeah, beforehand he was essentially dead weight on the ground, right? Like all of his skills felt horrible unless he was in the air.
Yep.
I'm talking LD only.
Technically, his EX had the delay launch utility, but it felt bad.
I've still got this. What does this do?
Cleanses debuffs. Well, speaking of though, but yeah, so Kain's pretty dope, pretty darn awesome. The FR bonuses that on his FR will be quickly crept in the near future, but the rest of his kit holds up really well. He's just so dope with the off-turn damage and the super long BT effect that stays even longer because he self-delays. Who doesn't love Kain? Rosa. So,
I guess the other thing I wanted to say with regards to his bonuses getting crept is like, yes, is absolutely true that his bonuses will get crept, but that doesn't mean that they're like
useless,
bad, right? Like, he is still going to be a strong character. He's just not going to be like broken like Cam.
Yeah,
like you can still use him and pretty comfortably,
You may have to activate the thing twice compared to once, and eventually HP will get to a point where it'll be bad, and you have to hope that his boards come soon enough because they've introduced FR boards or some kind of, I think.
Correct.
So luckily that's the kind of thing is as always in this game, whenever they introduce a new thing, they introduce a way to kind of balance that thing later, usually in the form of some kind of boards, and that'll be coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
So what else is coming? We got. What else did we get on this banner? I know we could briefly... Kais and... Who else got...
And Prompto got Force Enhancement.
Yeah. So Kais and Prompto got Force Enhancement. I gave my Kais Force Enhancement. I'm kind of regretting it a little bit, just because I could have given that to Pinello already. Maybe not the greatest.
Kain FR, Kais does range damage. He initiates launches.
I know. And
they actually... I think that's really something that's kind of... I really like about these banners is it feels like a lot of it was pretty well designed around like team building for Kain and for this fight as well. There's a lot of stuff that deals with the mechanics of this fight on this banner.
Totally.
And Warrior of Light's there too.
Oh yeah, we should maybe touch upon I guess so Kais Prompto, they got their stuff. They're better to use in the FR era.
I wouldn't recommend anyone invest in them.
Yeah. But so good stuff. Moving on. Warrior of Light got some pretty sweet blow up. Yeah, got the Burst Plus. Anyone here green Warrior of Light?
I was thinking about it, but I didn't have any blue armor materials, so.
Yeah. Well,
I don't have his burst.
ooh, yeah. I haven't, although I was tempted to because he holds a special place in my heart as I think either my first or second burst weapon. Him and Kefka were the first two that I had, and he.
My Arden first.
Lucky. I wanted Arden so badly and I didn't get it, but yeah, no, he served me in good stead during Hellmonth. But he got the goods. They turned both of his skills into like good multi HP attack, good stuffs. He has more stat boost for the party, brave damage for the party. I think finally he starts with his LD. So if you don't have to worry about that, I guess. I know I like that they're giving people their LD buffs to start because it always feels bad when it's a nitpick. Starting turn order, you have like your damage dealer and then like your support who needs their LD to get their good auras up. And so your damage dealers can have one turn of just like, oh, this sucks.
Shout out Midnight 08 with the follow. Thank you, Midnight. We appreciate that. Continue, Bart.
Oh yeah, no, that's about it. But yeah, so we're also got that sweet EX buff. So now his EX deals actual damage.
LD also's got like 6 dumps now.
Oh yeah, no, the LD hits like a truck now. It's a full 6 full dumps. That's a lot of damage.
It's not 6 full dumps. It's 6 dumps plus splash. But
oh right. Well, isn't it 100% splash then?
yeah, but it splashes at the end, so it's only 1 dump of splash.
Oh right, yeah. I keep forgetting about that.
Just minor nitpick. Just wanna.
That's fair. No, that's a lot of HP attacks that missing out on if it's not 100% splash full.
But no, he's very good. I think a lot of people are going to probably correctly pass him up because of counter tanks being really strong in sort of the meta at this point.
Yeah.
But he's one of those characters who kind of has this evergreen utility where inevitably there's going to be some fight that just spams relentless group HP attacks, and Warrior Blade's going to be the best character for that fight.
Yeah, and I mean now with BT Plus he can be an even better aura bot because they gave some pretty decent juice to his BT. Brave gain up, I think HP
50% brave gains.
That's always good stuff to have.
Some HP cap. Yeah, he's got the goods.
Yeah, so if you like him, I don't think he's an investment that'll harm you if you use him. Although, like you said, I think as far as go-to straight-up tanks, the counter tanks are going to outshine him because right now off-turn damage is going to be so juicy.
The house scales with Force Time in particular, and Warrior Blade's on-turn damage is, while improved greatly, it's not good.
Yeah. For those of you who are newer or for whatever reason have skipped it in the past, Excalibur does point out that his LD call is still one of the best defensive calls in the game.
It is such a good call.
Gets you through a lot. You can get away with a lot of stuff using that call.
Yeah.
So let's see, we got those two. Then we got Panello and that other
Mog.
guy, Mog. Jeez, Mog. So Panello's probably the more exciting of the two. So let's talk about Mog first. Although I think Mog's all right, I guess.
Yeah, Mog. I think this is a much better iteration of Mog than his LD release. But that's also because I think that he sucked on his LD release and was completely pointless before. He now does actually pretty solid damage. Like his skills all have more dumps. His follow-up is now more dumps. He can he's got pretty solid auras. He can pump out damage.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Mog has some solid utility. He has the Confuse, which at first I did try for funsies to with my NoFR run. I tried to use Mog Call to confuse them both, but I got tired of doing resets and was like, I'm just gonna use Ramu. So that's fun. And actually, his call is funny because you can get that confusion, which is RNG and not very good. But I mean, hey, if you're doing something wonky, plus both procs of it will cleanse debuffs if there are debuffs in the party. Because basically every action he does will cleanse the party if they're debuffs, which is nice.
Right, and in this fight where they can paralyze you, you can just cleanse that paralysis, which is pretty funny. I definitely had a run where I use Mog, but you can also push off the paralysis because it's generic.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff. So yeah, I think Mog is probably going to be
probably undervalued, but also probably correctly valued, given that other units are gonna probably outshine him.
Yeah, like, and again, his damage is better, but I still wouldn't describe it as like competitive. In an era of like these kind of ridiculously cracked follow-up units who can just do all kinds of damage.
Yeah. Speaking of units who cleanse and who enable damage, I guess we got Penelo getting. Oh, this is gonna be tragic.
Yep, Zidane gonna get 2 turns in a row, and the fucking HP region is 1,000, and the shit is 4,000.
Man, I just got roasted. Well, my mic was off. I said that was gonna be tragic, and my wife shouted from across the house, "Like your outfit." So I'm dead, and you guys are gonna come with me. Wow. So I'll miss you guys. If you need me, I'll be. I guess I don't know, making my arrangements.
You didn't even have to tell us that.
It was so good that someone needed to know.
I think this would have met turns.
Yeah, it was definitely going to meet turns. Essentially, when I did it, I no-turned them. And so I stretched out my HP regions. I used Zidane's burst phase so that he was healing for 20 of his turns, full party healing to counteract the thing. This time we kind of just steamrolled it, and less than steamrolled it this time because we let them get out of their first force time by giving them turns. Just kind of used all my HP region calls too early. But that's how you do it. You know, I wanted to show you guys what happens when you fail. You know,
Oh yeah,
so you know.
yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is what happens.
educational.
Let's start this era off right on the live stream.
Here comes the HP poison, and then they'll. Hold on now. God, the HP region is so small. Why is it so small?
Because it's 10% of your max HP.
God. Yeah, see, if I would have saved just one call, we actually would have won this. That's kind of wild.
It's true.
Maybe use. Yeah, I mean, you know, game of inches sometimes.
Yeah, like football. It's a game of inches.
Yeah.
You guys are talking about Mog.
Well, we're done talking about Mog. We have one more to talk about, which is Penelo.
The
Oh, so close.
Ultra Gym Charger. I mean, Force Charger, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Ra, hear me out. You might not be able to perfect this.
We can still beat this, like I said I would.
It's possible.
Oh, what's happening? So Penelo is, if you already had her, if you invest in her boards, right? Not her boards, I'm sorry. There's Force boards
Force
now,
enhancement.
so Force enhancement. She has a niche right now as the most powerful Force time charger, Force gauge charger. Can someone explain how that works? Why people are using her non-damaging skills over and over and over to Force time?
So to understand that, you have to understand how Force enhancements work, right? Force enhancements, as we talked about last time, are these passive abilities that you get by spending your Force shards. That they sort of do two things. They increase the effectiveness of certain like the power of moves when your Force gauge is high, and they also increase the rate at which a character charges the Force gauge. However, for moves that don't do damage, they obviously cannot do more damage when the Force gauge is high because they don't do damage at all. So what they do instead is they get much larger boosts to the Force gauge. So skills that don't do damage when a character is Force enhanced are going to massively increase the Force gauge. That's both charging it to get into Force time faster, and during Force time, if you press those buttons, they will give you a massive flat multiplier increase. So if you press like one of Penelo's non-damaging skills during someone's Force time, it'll just do plus 50% to your multiplier, on top of any other bonuses that might happen. So you can exploit this to, one, get into your Force time much faster, because if you played this fight kind of straight and only had like Kain FR and no other Force enhanced characters, the enemies are probably getting to their Force time before you're getting to yours.
Right.
And you can also use it to just kind of sit there, spam a couple of terms to sort of jumpstart your multiplier, because we said Kain, the best you're getting is like, maybe plus 20% per turn. But with a couple of Penelo's turns, you can just spam her Haste Roomba, Regen Waltz skills, jumpstart the gauge, get yourself to like plus 300 in a couple of turns, then start going hard and doing damage.
We won,
Yeah,
by the way.
Well done.
Made
Right on
turns.
the line there.
I want to tell you guys something.
And
Made turns and score.
Yeah, I
nice.
mean, if you look at the party use screen and take that as your screenshot, that's, you can use that. You
Well-
can post that somewhere and be like, hey guys, look what I did.
I have this screenshot with less turns, and I actually didn't die, but that'll work. I just wanted to point out I did what I was supposed to do. But Penelo is, until I'm not sure, I don't play JP, but until Ignis, she is that supercharger for right now, right? Correct?
So to clarify, and brings this up in chat, it's a very good point. It's something I was going to bring up too, is that this applies to any characters with non-damaging skills. So if you hold Krile's force weapon, which we're going to talk about later, her Ray of Hope will have the same effect. The reason that Penelo and Ignis are getting sort of a lot of hype is that you don't have to pull a force weapon, and they have more skill uses that do this, right? Like with Penelo, both of her skills are non-damaging, and they got like 8 uses each. You can really kind of go hard spamming that, compared to characters like Krile or upcoming Braska, who only have 1 non-damaging skill. You can run out of that pretty quickly. So you can still use the same effect, but you can't really like abuse it to the same potential.
Right.
So,
Separate question, real quick. Kain is still synergy because he's the BT character, so I can use Kain, Orin, and LD Krile and do this for the challenge quest or whatever. Okay. But yeah, a lot of people already have Penelo LD, so like I said in chat, like you just said, it's a budget way to supercharge your gauge. I have no hands-on experience. I don't have Penelo, or actually I did get Penelo on one of the free pools, so I have her now, but I haven't tried it. But it's a very popular strat right now.
I also think her kit's honestly pretty good. Like that EX does damage now.
yeah. And her aura's got juiced up too. She has like, what, 50% brave damage, 20% brave gain, depending on her stance, plus HP damage up.
Yeah, no, she's honestly a pretty solid character outside of gauge charging shenanigans. I think she's like we said with Mog, same thing. Like you're probably not going to use her outside of those things just because there are better options who do more damage.
Well, let's do this. I just now got her. Can we showcase the Penelo? What do I need to do to showcase the Penelo thing?
Well, you need to have her force enhancement done.
To 30?
Yes.
Oh,
so
no.
that's the other thing about these
No.
gauge chargers is with most characters, if you really want to like budget things and get the most out of the force charging, you only need to go to force enhancement level 23 if you want to save out on some enhancement points. But specifically for gauge charging characters, the passive that boosts their charge rate on their non-damaging skills requires you to go all the way to force enhancement level 30.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I was gonna do a little showcase and see how it works, but
You can probably find a Penelo friend.
And to push back on a not said here, but a kind of a conception in the community, there's folks saying like, oh, Shinryu is just charge, FR win. This is just one way to achieve that outcome,
It's the easiest way right now when you don't have, especially because we are so limited on which characters have force enhancement.
So, we're talking about characters. Maybe we should move on to the next banner since we're jumping to that next fight.
Yeah, I did. Again, I was telling Raw, I actually do think you can still showcase this if you want. Like, there's a very good chance you can find a Penelo friend or like a Krile friend.
I have a Krile friend set.
I do too.
are they blue?
Hi.
Mine is blue with a 5 out of 5 ultimate weapon.
Mine is blue with refined spheres.
Mine has real spheres, including a
Ooh.
healing sphere.
Yep, I need that. I need that.
Yeah, I have a perfect Kril, not to brag.
I actually replaced my healing sphere because I got tired of seeing the HP regen thing when I didn't want it.
I'm doing everyone to 10. Pretty much everyone I use because it's just it's just points, right?
I mean, if you have premium Mog Pass, there's no reason not to. Unless you're really like you're never gonna spend all of those points.
Attitude, you're not.
Kain. Wait, who's synergy? Kain, Orin, Kril. Or
Strago.
Kain, Orin, Strago. I don't have to use Kril because there's enough synergy characters.
Yeah.
I could just because I only have Kryle's LD. This new era is confusing.
Anyways, Rod, first, just to showcase this, go to like a random quest and try and find a gauge charger friend, just so you can see how quickly you can charge the gauge, because it is very fast.
Just keep in mind, I think that don't certain difficulty quests have the charge.
Oh yeah. So you have to go to like.
I'll just do it right here. Oh, you can't use a friend in this.
Right.
Right.
Correct. It would have to be in Lithuania or Shinryu, because otherwise the gauge just starts at 100%.
The big Kain mission, do we have a new one with Kril? Is that continuing?
Yep.
So now we have to use Kril in the Shinryu for 30.
And we have to argue about the whole question about it, again.
Unbelievable. Every week. We're going to get into this fight every single week. And
multiple times a week, every time a banner comes out.
Well, every time that I have the character that it's requiring me to bring, I'm going to be fine. Every time that I don't have them, I'm going to be raging furious. So prepare for that. And right now, I don't have Kril, so this is fucking bullshit. I've officially switched sides in this debate. That's stupid. Why the fuck do I need to have to pull Kril? I pay my money like everyone else. I pay my taxes. Give me all 30 of those tickets. This is ridiculous.
I bet you could get your LD only Kril through with like Kain.
Oh yeah, I have
like,
Kain
or something.
But it has to be all synergy. No, it doesn't have to be all synergy.
No, it just has to be Kril.
You Eateroth it. See, honestly, Shinryu. The worst part about Shinryu so far, the fights are great, fun. Is just the missions. Everything's so confusing. To do the challenge quest now, there is no challenge quest. It's just one of your missions. Right. You have to see it and do it with no friend, and then the game will give you the burst tokens, right, or whatever.
That's true. You can't even Eateroth this fight because during their force time, they can't be broken.
Wait, what now? Another thing, as you can see, I haven't got the Shinryu, so I have no idea. Their force time thing is that you can't break them?
Instead of poison, they get a brave floor, a very high brave floor, by the way.
Great, this should be fun.
It's like I think it's 10% of their max brave, 20% of their max brave. It's like a 5-digit number that their brave will not go below.
20% of their max brave, I think.
Well, before we do that, we'll do it the correct way we were supposed to do the last one, which is characters first and fights second. I'm using 2 of them right now. Well, I guess Strago didn't really get anything at all, did he?
Yeah, Strago's just force enhancement. He's the same character.
Right,
I do think Strago might have a bit of an interesting niche in force time, because so much of his power is baked into that EX button that you could kind of do some fun shenanigans where he presses you like use Bahamut summon or like certain calls or something. You can just kind of spam his EX during force time and probably get pretty good damage out of him.
How do you get Soul of Thamasa? Oh, you just press the AA, right?
Yes.
Is that right?
Man, you just reminded me of the idea of using Bahamut and Strago, and now I'm really excited.
So explain that a little bit more for the layman. Not me. I'm not a layman, but explain how that would explain why that's a neat trick.
Well, it's just that force time is 10 actions. You want those 10 actions to be as damaging as possible.
Right.
And Strago's kind of whole kit is designed around his EX does a ton of damage and his other buttons suck. So if you can sort of pack as many EX button presses into force time as possible, he could probably do a lot of damage. Yes,
Zoran has 5.
Now.
His LD has 5.
And it weirds me out because he starts with the LD buff but doesn't start with cover. So you need to press an LD use, but he starts with the LD buff for 6 turns, and I don't know why they gave him that, because you have to press one of his 5 LDs now. And it's not like he was running out of his LD before, so I'm just really confused by why they gave him
Is he the
bugging
first?
people in
Is that the
Discord.
first ever LD to 5? I've never seen an LD button that says 5.
It is
that
indeed.
Yes, and I don't know why they gave it to Orin of all people. Not that I like good for Orin, but I'm like, why him? It doesn't. I'm still. The people who the other folks in TCC have seen me like being like, why is this happening? And I still don't know to this day.
I
I feel
saw
like-
the button. I thought it was like I thought my skill 2 or something was on the wrong page. I've never seen an LD with 5. What were you saying, some girl?
Like I've heard a lot of people talk about this, and it seems like people are saying like, oh, it's because it's the only way to apply cover. What if your cover falls off? But that just seems like
There's tons of other characters that need to use their LD to get going, and they don't have 5 uses. It doesn't make
Has
sense as
anyone
a
ever run
reason
out
to
of
me.
cover with him with his 4 uses? I've never encountered that myself.
yeah, and it applies it for 16 turns on each use.
What the fuck? Wait, I also start Chaos with 100% force cage?
Yes, so
Yep.
that is part of how the force cage works. In Chaos, you start with 100%. In Lufania, you start with 50%, and in Shinryu, you start with 0%.
Wow. Just to help you. They care. See, they care about our time. I just realized my light in here is broken, so the lighting in my camera is kind of weird. Trevoid said in chat that Orin is the only unit still in JP with 5 LDs. Maybe it takes a better player than me to understand. I do not get that.
I don't
There are
understand.
so many characters that have to use their LD to get started. I mean, Zidane for one, he doesn't have to use it, but after like 3 turns, he needs to use it because he only starts with like 4 or 5, and he moves so quickly. But that's just one. There's so many characters that like.
Yeah, I was gonna. MF is saying Celis actually I think is the second character to have 5
Oh, okay.
now. Very recently.
But that's just so weird to me. Well, that's fine. I mean, I have Arin and I love him, but I don't think you're ever gonna really need that 5th use. You can
Yeah,
use it.
exactly. It's like it's fine, good for Orin, but I just don't understand why.
Yeah, what were they going for? I don't really know either.
We'll never know. The world will never know.
That's a cute idea. Okay, well, anyway, Strago, he could have some uses, but we're moving on to Orin. Orin got his C90, and now he is the most powerful counter tank by far of any counter tank. All the other counter tanks can't measure up to Orin, right?
That is a
That's-
take that you have.
That's the take. That's my take, is that he's the best counter tank. And if you have other counter tanks, you still should pull for this counter tank, because the goal is to have 3 counter tanks. So every time an attack hits, you counter all your counters. Counter tank.
It is really funny you mentioned that, given the team I ended up using for this Shinryu, but
Counter tank guy?
kind of. There. So Orin, I mean, in terms of what he got, more offensive stats. His debuff's more potent. I think he does more HP damage now, which is great. Or HP damage up. He has the 5 LD uses, like we said. He has LD buff start now, which is cool, I guess, because he still needs to use his LD at the start of the fight to apply cover. So that's weird. His space skills hit harder now. So does his EX. They all just kind of conventional 3 to 4 HP attacks, kind of good stuff. Or 2 to 3, I should say. No, 4. Yeah, no, my math was off there. And of course, his counter got juiced up and is now a split triple dump, which is potentially 6 HP attacks if you can cap all of them, which is hard to do these days. And they refund him in the middle, which is great because we love refunds. And of course, he greatsword ultimate weapon. So if you have that nice greatsword, you can get good use out of him. So Orin is in a really good spot right now.
Yeah, he's strong.
I'm gonna
That
use
was a
him right
pretty
now.
dope ending.
Yeah, that was sick. I'm gonna use him now. His counter is now how many dumps now?
3.
3 split AoE split HP, which split HP is lame in general, but it lets them balance the number of dumps around the fact that it's split, meaning you can potentially have an insane number of HP attacks in there.
Sinewave says Orin only refunds after turn, not between.
What is
Not sure
that?
if that's true.
Is that true? I could have sworn that the what? It's 3. Hold on, it's 3 full. Blind Eye, is that true that his counter's 3 full? I could have sworn it was split. Hold on, I'm pulling up the infographic now.
I'm pulling up the City of Compendium now.
Triple
Okay,
dump,
all right.
triple dump, just like Galuf Trevoid said. Yeah, but you need them both because counter tanks are the best units in the game. I want all the counter tanks.
Free hit. No, it's split HP damage.
It's saying split, and it's saying
Increase by 20% of HP damage dealt after each attack except blast. Yeah.
Blind Eye, you
destroying Blind Eye and Sine Wave with facts and logic.
damn, you guys both just got burned. If you need a new favorite live stream host, I have never burned you guys, so I could be your new favorite.
Yeah, you never have,
problem.
Raw.
You know what's tragic?
No
The
problem.
information they were trying to provide just then.
Damn.
Credits to Mrs. Block for giving me the joke to use in that situation.
Well, she's on fire tonight, unlike your outfit.
Oof.
Your outfit sucks, right? You get it?
Mean.
Because she said.
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You guys get it? The joke.
It was
So
Don't worry. We here on the live stream are here to counter the blatant misinformation being spread by this community.
yeah, this community always out here, even in our own chats, just spreading lies and misinfo. We don't do that. I don't give any info because I don't know what the fuck's going on. So you know that I'll never lie to you. I have never lied or given misinfo. The other two, they do know and they Google stuff. So it's just all times good info. And we know the difference between HP cap. I'm sorry, I won't do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. How close are we to the Shinryu? Because I want to do the Shinryu with just like a ridiculously OP team and just blow it up real quick. If we're close.
It's not that far from the chaos. There's like 2 trash nodes.
Yeah,
and-
no, just
yeah,
snow your
then
way
should
through.
read.
Okay. So
Yeah,
Orin.
Orin's good.
So who did we do? We did Strago. We did Orin. Who else is on the banner? Bl'Artagnan.
The star of the show.
Kril.
Ooh,
Or
Kril.
Kril, as I heard it pronounced recently, and I don't think I'm gonna stick with
It's
that.
Kril.
Stick with Kril. Good. They said Kril, and I was like, what the hell is Kril?
Fucking light blinding me, man. God.
I've also heard people say Krill.
That is a sea life. That is
Krill
that
is
ocean
what the
people.
whales eat. Krill is a
Exactly.
tiny form of shrimp, a tiny family of shrimp that whales.
But no, it is pronounced
Um,
Kril. That is the correct.
That's not
Kril
misinfo.
is very small, but like not that small. What do you think, Baby Blart? She's in my lap right now, by the way. She's having a great time.
Oh.
Okay, she's not having a great time anymore. I lied. Oh God.
That's how it'd be like that sometimes with babies. You think everything's going good, and then bam, diarrhea explosion. You never know. I did not pull
Okay.
Kril, so if you guys want to go through Kril, kind of what her FR does, what her what's the best thing to surround her with to pump up that FR? Well, what does she do?
Yeah. So, Kril was my first FR pulled. I was very excited. FF5 guy here, I guess. Went to Gem Pity there, so that was painful. But
Ooh.
Mino's right. It is pronounced Kril-E. So thank you, Mino, for clarifying that. So Kril-E's FR.
Please don't do that.
Please do it.
Anyway, well, before we get to the FR, standard kind of base kit tune-ups, good stuff. Starts with her LD buff now, which is great because her LD has great utility, and so you want to be able to time that a bit better if you can. So that's great. And she starts with her EX charge, and it was always kind of awkward having the EX charge but wanting to start with the LD, so I like that they gave her LD buff to start.
Yeah, that's got her enchant.
Yeah. No rework to skill 1, but that's fine. It just helps in the FR era now because of the charging. Free skill. Nice. Skill 2 is now just kind of standard 3 HP attack with splash, kind of support level HP attack. And her EX is hits a lot harder now. Is it 5 dumps? Did I remember that right?
It is 5 sounds right to me. Yeah.
It is a 5 dump AoE attack, which is great because, as you know, the more damage it does, the more it batteries, and so that's great. Her FR, the really exciting part of her kit, is very cute. She shuts Bazap, which I didn't know about and was super hyped once I found it out, so that was adorable. And she and Realm show up, and they do like a cool paintbrush magic wand thing. It's great, very cute, adorable. And then the FR effect, basically, it almost feels similar to Kain in a way in that it's 2 things. It's small. She gets a small bonus, 5% every time you deal lightning brave damage.
or thunder element brain damage, which is
And she's
easy
an
to,
enchanter, so that's
and
every
she's
turn.
a chanter, so that's no brainer. It's easy. Just don't bring like a bunch of ice characters or something, and you should be fine. The second part is a bigger bonus when she batteries the party on her turn, which is kind of annoying because her EX made me think, oh, cool, if you set up the EX, it'll every turn battery and boost, and it doesn't work that way, which is lame. But it's still okay. Obviously, in my opinion, the way to go here is a bunch of off-turn kind of damage to boost. Like, you get Kain in the air, enchanted with lightning. Every turn you're getting an extra 5% from Kain's effect, counterattacks on bosses' turns, things like that. For that reason, the team I ended up using was Krile, Galuf, and Beatrix, reasoning that every time Galuf counters, in my head I thought, oh, he'll get 2 counters and it'll go up twice, which works in theory, but in practice these guys just do magic attacks, so it didn't work. That was all sad. And then Beatrix would also counter on the AoE attacks, of which there are many, and be helpful there. So that was the idea I had, and I ended up it was a very close. I think it was like 54 turns for me or something. Like it was tight, but that's Krile in a nutshell. She has Unity armor with I think it's an even split for Brave and HP damage, but it leans towards Brave because it's Unity. So that's as far as Unity armor goes, that's okay. And Staff Ultimate Weapon is pretty solid, especially for those of you who, Garnet and made the value of that go through the roof, even though it was solid before then. So if you have a Staff Ultimate Weapon, like this person on the screen right now does, then yeah, Krile does some okay damage there. Some girl, you have the Staff Ultimate Weapon and Krile. You want to speak about that experience? Because I don't have the Ultima.
Yeah, I refunded my fist to make a staff because I figured this was the FR I wanted to fully invest in this month, so I might as well boost it up as much as possible. I might not keep the staff for forever, but no, her damage is so much better than it was before. That EX feels really good. You didn't mention, but her LD is now 4 dumps, and counter, the trap effect is also 4 dumps.
That's true. So, yeah, the LD does a lot more damage now. I forgot about that. And she got an extra use of it too, if I remember right.
I don't remember she had before, so I'll believe you.
Yeah, no, she used to have 3, so yeah, no, she got an extra use of it in addition to the buff start. So good memory there.
Did you just congratulate yourself on your own memory?
No, congratulations some girl for adding to the thing I forgot about.
But so the one thing I did find kind of like annoying about using her was that I like he was like, oh, she'll be great with off-turn units, so I ran her with Edge in this fight. And then I remembered that she paralyzes the enemies, and then Edge doesn't counter.
Yeah, I might have run into that issue myself with Mr. Galuf.
Which isn't the end of the world, really. Like,
it only matters during her force time, so just don't use the LD during force time, or use it at the very end of it or something. But yes, otherwise it is a little bit like, oops.
I think she's pretty good. She also does have that non-damaging skill, so she can definitely really pump up the force gauge, which is pretty strong, as well as charging the gauge faster, which, unlike a lot of characters, I've always found her Ray of Hope was like pretty good to press. It is maybe not as much anymore when battery doesn't really matter, but back in the day it always felt like I wanted to press it pretty often, so charges 3x faster, stuff like that.
I found that the rotation feeling of leaving one of them in per EX always seemed to work out really well. Plus, it
yeah.
I'd say one big weakness she has is that the weakness damage boost buff that is kind of her signature move is a generic buff, and so being able to upkeep that is just kind of handy.
So did you guys both blue her for
of course.
actual reasons, or because you guys like her, or did you do it because she's going to be useful moving forward?
That's the only reason I blue characters, because I like them.
Yeah.
It was a mix of I like this character and I need I'm going to invest in this character because I like them. So it kind of became kind of a snake eating its own tail, like a spicy Korean Ouroboros.
Ouroboros. Damn it, you said it before I could. I was going to impress everyone with my knowledge of a snake eating its own tail name.
Oh.
Sorry. So that's an inside joke from it's an inside joke from like a few weeks ago. So sorry about inside baseball there.
Samegi, you want to say that one more time?
I said, what anime is that from?
Yeah, that's what you said. I didn't think you would say it again. Thank you. Anyway, oh, by the way, Bleach, Where's my camera? I don't even
no.
care. Bleach.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
1,000-Year
this.
Blood War.
God.
Trailer. YouTube. Check it out. Bleach fans. We're eating. We're eating. Okay, anyway. I skipped Kril.
What's
I
that?
hope eating. I'm eating out of a bowl.
Is that what eating sounds like to you?
Yeah, that's how I eat.
You know what his diet consists of mostly,
Yeah.
right?
Meat and cheeses. Is that the last character on this?
It is, yes.
Do you guys have anything else to say about your new favorite or your longtime favorite, Kril?
I don't think she's the best investment you can make at this point in time, objectively speaking.
Agreed.
But if you like Kril and want to invest in her, you'll get good value out of your investment. And I know, I kind of mentioned this before, but I kind of want to reiterate that the community consensus has very largely been, skip the first cycle of FRs because there's better one lists later, which is fair, but they sure will make the cycle a hell of a lot easier for you.
Yeah. Also, I think it's funny that that's been the consensus, and then how many people so far. I know there's people in chat. Oh, I haven't. Well, obviously, I've done it without FR, but I do have one. The whole thing was, oh, everyone's gonna skip. Everyone's skipping. Skip Tokam, skip Braska, skip Kril, skip blah, blah, blah. Okay, how many people actually have skipped both FR so far? Not that many. That was the whole thing, was everyone was going to skip. Everyone's going to skip. Well, did you skip, though? Did you really skip? Everybody? I don't think everybody who said they were really skipped. What else? We got a fight, right? And I'm about to get to it.
Did. Oh yeah.
Tree Void.
Just in time.
This fight's not as much good as the last one, I don't think.
It's not as good?
It's a lot easier.
It is a lot
Good.
easier, I'd say.
Good.
It's still possible to die, but like definitely a lot less taxing, a lot less challenging, a lot less, I guess, chess playing going on.
Not for me. So tell me, just we're gonna try to run through it real quick with like a really powerful team. I'm gonna bring probably Kain, Orin, and who would be the most powerful next? Garnet. Well, what's the force time? What's the force? What's the situation? I have no idea about this fight.
They get a Brave Floor during force time.
That's it.
They also have resist non-lightning brave damage.
They resist non-lightning brave damage.
I thought it was they resist every element except light. Let me double check that. I don't want to give incorrect information.
Yep, that's what we do here. We don't give it misinfo. We check, unlike other people.
It's like sources, guys.
Okay, so so at 40% they start gaining brave after their turn. So they'll end their turn and they'll battery themselves a bunch, like 10k brave or so.
Can I just note, by the way, that it's based on their eye brave, and Orin has an eye brave debuff, so I thought that was a very cute little. I didn't know if it was intentional. It was like, hey, eye brave debuff mattering.
I bet you that was intentional.
Good for them.
Shout out Belial. I
then
bet
at
Belial is
60%.
eating.
At 60%, they reduce elemental brave damage taken other than lightning.
Oh.
And it's 30% at 60, then 50% at 80. And then in force time, they get the 20% M brave floor.
That's it. What is their force time attack?
It's just a group brave gain into HP attack.
Damn,
That's
that
guaranteed hit.
Orin's
It's actually
counters feel
only
good.
It's actually
This
the
is
only
really
guaranteed
funny
hit in
to
the
watch.
entire fight.
Same as last one. Yeah. They.
I ran edge here, so.
Oh yeah. The only real threat of this fight is that the Twin Tanias can just kind of slap you if you don't have defense on your team, because
Yeah, they do a lot of HP attacks.
they have a standard cycle. It's AoE HP attack, single target brave paralyze attack, which is kind of annoying.
It's really annoying.
Bigger AoE HP attack, and then they have the recast, which is a big ol' HP attack.
Yeah, it's
The
worth
recast.
noting that the first group HP attack is a brave gain, then the second group HP attack has brave damage.
Right, that's why it's bigger.
All right, let's blow this shit up. Is Garnet the best?
So you
she
can
does
get
lightning.
around some of you can neuter them pretty hard if you just cut their brave gains, like I just brought Kadaj Call. and it made their damage a lot less threatening because a lot of it does come from Brave gains.
Arciela, once again, one of the best things you could pull.
Yeah, RCL's quite good. I mean, I was running Edge, so I didn't want to.
A 2 of 5 ultimate weapon is better than a fully maxed FR.
Yes.
Huh.
I mean, the ultimate weapon also has that HP cap up and damage up in addition to the stats.
And more, I mean, in general, you just want the weapon with the highest CP. That's always the correct weapon.
Okay. We're just going to do this right here. Should I make Auron? Should I do more force enhancements on Auron? I'm going to use him a
You
lot.
plan to run him a lot?
Yes, I love him. I love counter tanks. I'm counter tank guy. I'm gonna fully max him.
Guy's not a counter tank.
Is that a problem? Auron's not.
Guy
Oh,
isn't.
Guy
You said
is.
you're counter tank guy.
Guy not.
I said counter tank guy. Guy isn't. It's a guy pun, guys. I'm. Damn it. Forget it.
We're just gonna do this right here. Is this fine? Why doesn't this show me how many of these I have?
It does.
3 pyramids and 30. Not right here on this button.
Click.
Okay, I have 3
It's
pyramids.
literally
and 30.
underneath that window. It's right there.
I don't see it.
You said you have 3 and 30.
2 and 20. Okay. Boom. It's done. Was that dumb? Should I not have done that?
If you run him, then it's a worthwhile investment. It'll make him much better on.
Bring Galif. Auron is washed up. You don't even know how many HP dumps in Galif's counter. Shut your goofy ass up.
Damn.
Let's kill this fight real quick. Auron delays on his EX. Yeah, you just don't press EX.
It would have been really funny if his C90 included reworking the X to stop delaying or something.
It like brings the enemy's turns forward instead of delaying them.
I've been waiting for them to introduce a character who does that. Some kind of counter character who brings that, who undelays enemies. I think that'd be really interesting.
I don't really need any mechanic checks from calls, right? I can just bring damage calls.
If you do bring a lightning enchant,
I have
you
Garnet.
can cancel their force time.
Can't Garnet?
Oh, you have Garnet. Oh, you have Garnet. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So the force weakness for these is that you just do lightning brave damage on your force attack. So if you just have an enchant and a Kain, you can.
Do we know if the brave damage the elemental resistance that they have works the way that Shinryu lockouts are going to work later?
No, it does not.
Cool.
At least it didn't seem to when I was running it.
Oh yeah, Edge.
The damage seemed fine, so.
I don't know what to do.
Garnet and I'm seeing a Raijin call, Lena call.
I don't have
Onion Knight
Raijin.
call.
Okay. Oh yeah. So one thing, if you are bringing Auron here, with regards to counters, is they have a single target attack that will paralyze you.
Oh yeah.
So I need a. How many turns is the paralyze?
It's a 1 turn, but he won't counter while it's up. So if you could have a way to maybe put some debuff immunity on him, for instance, like a Lena call.
Do these guys have as much HP as the last ones?
I think they only have 50,000 instead of 60,000.
Million?
Million, yeah,
Million.
million. Right.
Alright. Let's just blow this up. We'll do a cute challenge run off stream, but we're running out of time. Let's do 2 Shinryus in one day. Because I did beat the other Shinryu. That was a win. We won that. Let's go 2-0. Made turn count and score. Why is this not working?
I mean, this should be free. You have Garnet and Kain. Like, come on.
And Auron, who's really good.
And the synergy.
And synergy.
So the synergy definitely will help his damage out because of those split dumps.
2 synergy plus Garnet.
Having the extra and brave means that you don't have to worry as much about like overflow.
Yeah. How many turns is Windrake Arrow? Windrake's Ward, 4
like
turns.
8 or
I think it's 4.
On
The
the
call is
call.
4 turns.
oh, the call's only 4. Damn, I've never used the call. So
Yeah. Their
Bummer.
second action is going to be applying that paralyze.
Their second action?
yes,
Yep.
we have paralysis.
They have a set pattern where they go small AoE HP attack, paralyze, big AoE HP attack, rinse, repeat, and recast when necessary.
Y'all see what I'm seeing in chat? No way Raw Life loses this. Is this
I
your
agree.
first time? Is this your first time?
There's no way you're gonna lose this, Rod.
Put up a poll. See if the
On it.
people really want to bet their money.
All right, let's do it.
Can
I got
Raw
this.
Life overcome the incredibly difficult Shinryu with 2 synergy units and a BT plus Garnet? What is dude? If this thing is gonna be going this slow, okay, there we go. Eco mode, we're good. God, it still feels tanky though. God bless.
There we go.
Will Raw Life, y'all vote in the thing. If you really think I can't lose, you're correct. I can't lose.
Poll is live.
Oh, I was making a poll.
Well, my poll's there already. Which
Yeah.
in hindsight was a dumb move because I am out of here at 9:30.
Wait, what time is it? I'll finish in
9:18.
12 minutes. I'll finish in 12 minutes.
Speed run strat.
Wait, this is this prediction has a problem.
No, it
Where?
doesn't. No, it doesn't. Win.
It says will
Win.
Raw win both?
Yes,
Shinryu?
win.
You
And I
already
did.
lost one.
No, I didn't lose that one. You have perfected too many challenges, and so you think that I just spit out my toothpick. Perfecting is the only way to win. That's not the only way to win. You can win and not perfect. Oh, see, now they're trying to say there's drama in chat. You figure you deal with that. I've got to focus on this
What do
very
I-
smart
What
team.
do I have to do?
In this case, because
burst.
I'm like, this isn't the way we normally do things, but in this specific case, because I feel like running it this way, we just need to see the victory screen on both of them. It'll be
Okay.
really funny if he beats them both and within turn count, with dead people in both parties.
That'd be really funny.
So if that's where we end up, I'll say we're all winners in that case.
And that might happen. And I'm not sorry. Oh, isn't Garnet's enchant come from her EX that doesn't do anything?
She has quest start with it though, I think.
Yeah, it's on quest start though. It's 10
That's
turns.
Holy prayer, there it is.
That's it's you just have to like never press the button in order for that to fall off.
I don't like pressing it. It doesn't do damage.
It heals.
I don't press buttons that don't do damage. I don't care if it heals. I don't need healing in my
healing.
teams. I don't need healing in my teams. All my buttons do
This team
damage.
does?
I only do damage. I'm not interested in them
How are you
buttons.
going to survive the group HP attacks?
Very carefully. Yeah, this shit's free. What was
I've
the
never heard that before.
What was the final score of the prediction?
Jeez, what was it?
It's
Hold on.
it's not an even split. 57-43 in your favor.
That's right.
I want to say that one person believed in you really hard, but I haven't actually looked at who's done it, and I'm too lazy to check.
What's Raw's
Correct.
excuse for 9's LD not doing damage? I don't use 9's LD. I don't
So
need
you
white.
do.
I don't need white knight.
However, there's also I would say that on both sides it is being carried by one person. There is one person who strongly believed in you and one person who strongly doubted you, and then a couple of fence sitters who put like a couple of points. on
Fence
both
sitters.
sides.
Okay, Tree Void betted against me, guaranteed.
Yep.
Fucking.
It doesn't show me the exact number. It rounds it, but the total rounded to 5K, and
Jesus,
Tree Void
Tree
bet
Void?
5,000.
Tree Void.
And in favor, the
Jesus.
total says 6.7k, and the top person gave you 6,700 in your favor.
The sound of the sixth wave was the believer. Thank you, sound. I appreciate that. I can just spam LDs with Orin. He's got so many, it doesn't matter. He shouldn't get more than 5 turns, right? Fuck it. Porky, if you believe in me, you should bet on me.
A lot of people say they believe in you, but they
Yeah.
don't actually believe in you.
Yeah, there's the opportunity to prove that you actually do believe in me right there.
But yeah, so one thing I do want to kind of point out with this run here, right?
God,
is
that counter.
your force gauge is charging a lot faster than theirs.
Yeah. But I can.
Power of
But
having 2 force enhanced characters.
right, but I should hold it. I should hold my force until their force time starts.
Not necessarily.
Well, whatever their force, I already forgot what you said, but whatever their force thing is, I could freeze it and let them get a couple turns, and right? I mean, that's. Wait, when do they start paralyzing me?
It's this next attack.
Any single target attack.
Yes, they have 1 single target attack, which is a paralysis.
Okay. I'll put Windrake Ward on right before they go. That'll be 6 turns of Orange. Surely Orange's not going to get 6 more turns in this fight. Right?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
What could go wrong?
I definitely felt proud of myself because I used Beatrix's Saint's Cloth to push off the paralysis when it happened.
Yeah, I actually on the previous fight I did that with I used Rem swap turns because that gives you like a speed and like Embrave buff
Oh man,
to push off the paralysis on a Scythe.
that's actually pretty good. It felt bad with me because I think that defense and HP regen pushed off Kryle's weakness buff and Gallup's max brave buff. And it just
Gallup
it
already
felt,
has like 5 buffs, right?
it felt so bad, so bad.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
already a quarter of the way
okay.
through.
I believe.
I don't.
Throw on Windrake Arrow on Orin. Unbelievably deep strat here. Oh, it's only 4 turns.
Correct. That's what we
You guys
said.
fucked
We
me.
did
No,
establish
you
that.
lied.
You definitely
What?
said that.
No, there's
Check the
tape.
tape.
There's tape.
Chat.
There's tape. That's not what.
Chat, check the tape. What do we
This is
say?
a blue Orin, yes.
My Orin's been blue, brother. I believe in Orin. Always. You could be Galif guy. Old washed up Galif. Orin died when he was still young. Oop. That's a 20-year-old game. It's fine. Right? Orin's dead.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just going to double down. I'm going to triple down now. Orin is dead the whole time. So.
Spoilers, bro.
Actually, you know what? They say that in the story chapter.
Maybe people didn't read the story chapter. They don't want to be
Well,
spoiled.
If you didn't play the game 20 years ago and you didn't read the story chapter, then I don't know what to tell you.
But you can see how they gain brave after their turn. That is the horse cage effect.
Because they're at
At this
50.
point.
Because they crossed this point. I do
There's a
love
40%
that.
threshold.
This is cool. You cross here, this starts flashing, so they're getting the 1 bonus, whatever it is. Cross here, it starts flashing, they're getting that. Cross here, boom. I think that's really awesome. It's wholesome though that Kryle and Orin become such good friends in Defo. Orin is like painted in all Final Fantasy and Defo included as like an old grizzled old veteran man. He is 2 years older than I am, as I live and breathe.
He
2
acts
years.
like one though in the game. Like
But he's 2 years older. Why do they treat him in that way? Why do they treat him in that manner? Oh, that's 3 years older than me. But still, why did they treat him that way? He's a young.
because his role in the story is supposed to be the like grizzled old veteran who's like disillusioned. Like he plays the old man role.
I'll be real. When I'm hanging out with like younger friends or my younger brothers or anyone younger than me, I definitely act that way too.
Did you guys hear the fucking fireworks going off right now?
I hear the ones where I live.
It's outrageous. Some people are trying to put on show business.
Our audio quality.
I can't hear yours coming through the mic though, so just the ones outside my own window.
I don't know if I want to even delay them, but I'll do it.
It's a pretty good skill. It's a lot of damage.
What is their next? What is their next one here? They just got their second one. What is that?
HP attack.
This right here? Oh, they already did it.
Oh,
Yeah.
That just means they take reduced elemental brave damage from non-thunder elements.
How do I make this go up? I haven't used Kain except for in his he gets that every
His
time.
overhead,
His overhead
every
goes up
action,
when he acts, right?
including AAs.
So it's just
including-
like Freya. You don't have to use his LD to.
well, Freya's
if-
like Kain because Kain
Thank you.
came
Yes.
So
many
they
months
copied.
earlier.
So they copied Freya for Kain's kit. Okay. They copied Freya and made a less good version.
I'm
That's
glad to
Kain.
ask. Did you? I meant to ask. Did you vote in the poll?
I did.
I forgot.
Okay, good. So you'll be able to pay it out if
Yeah.
If this goes past my bedtime.
Dude,
Very good,
Gungnir
very good,
does
very good.
so much damage.
It does. It's a very good skill.
It felt so weird the first time I used it, and I was used to the single dump version, and I just used it, saw the number, and was just like, what? Felt real good. Because the animation is like, it's very slick and quick, and for them to just kind of stick like 7 HP attacks within there, just like, whoa.
It was just non-stop HP dumps.
The machine got.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, this sounds pretty wild too. It's one heck of a skill.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, I don't want to force time yet. I want to wait till they go.
Very excited.
Is that right?
Small baby Blart update. Mrs. Blart, baby Blart are now dancing in the other room to the Kate Bush song from Stranger Things. So this household is a party now.
Running up that hill.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
God, love it.
I don't think I want to FR yet. I'm gonna wait to FR until.
I've left.
Is he gonna delay himself?
Who, Kane?
Yeah, he always delays himself
It-
when he jumps on.
it- Yeah,
Yep,
so
that's what it does. It just has a massive low turn rate.
That's it. That's
So-
all they got.
yeah, that's all they got.
That's it. Come on.
I mean, you have HP reduction from Orin. You have overheals from the Lena call that you used. That attack, like, if you don't bring defense, that can two-shot your party.
Yeah, no, I'm actually surprised because with Galuf by himself, the party did get 2-shot. Galuf and Beatrix was able to keep the party alive. I was pretty surprised by that. It's kind of refreshing to have a single tank not be enough to protect the party from like a rando attack.
That's their force time attack. Come
Yeah,
on.
it is.
Come on.
Hope you're ready for them to resist your non-lightning elemental brave damage.
Not
Not
drop
for
below
long.
11,000 brave.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Oh damn! Actually, okay. They are all right. Okay.
Yeah, the HP attacks during force time hit different.
Yeah, the that floor though.
Yeah, that's their brave floors. 21,000.
But that's gonna go away when I force time with
Correctamundo.
So we're fine. Not worried about it. I do want Garnet to heal her. She has last stand on herself though, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She'll be alright.
MF, to answer that question, I don't think Orin can do like the Galuf flip, although he can jump really high in the air in his EX, so he's got some hops at least.
Orin can do anything that Galeth can do. Literally anything in the world. Okay? He's younger, he's in better shape, he's stronger, he's quicker, he's faster.
All I'm saying is Galuf can he what am I trying to say? The immortality. He can just straight up not die for a while.
10 car flow 2, refresh Garnet EX buff on Kain. I'm pressing the EX every time it comes up, which I hate doing, but whatever. Why did his age... What buff just fell off? I haven't used jump yet once. Does it give a buff?
Yep.
Soaring bolt. Fuck.
It's not a good buff. You don't worry about it.
Do I not need it?
Just into the sky with you.
If I remember correctly, it's literally like 50% attack and like 50% embrave or something. It's
Yeah,
like,
just into the sky with you.
Why don't
You'll
I
be
EX
glad you
first? Why don't I EX first?
Because into the sky with you, you'll be glad you did.
because it's not instant turn.
Yeah.
You want to get them in the air as soon as possible.
If you'll delay them, meaning fewer aura encounters.
Yeah, I don't want to delay them.
Yeah.
Also, you'll start getting that force damage bonus from.
Let's see how high we can go here. Oh, nobody's gonna add it, but Kain's only gonna be the only thing that's gonna add to it is Kain, right?
I'm launching.
Every
Oh, I just used fucking Garnet EX and
In force time.
Well,
feels bad. Oh, Immaculate Judgment, dropping just in time. And I'm gonna BT finish her last turn in force
actually-
time.
oh, that'll be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna BT finish whenever her last turn comes up in force time.
I would use it now.
Why? Get
I
it?
think those burst auras being available during first time will make a much bigger difference in your damage.
Oh yeah, because it's unlimited cap.
Yeah, go for it.
It's not gonna get
It's
higher
technically
than
doable.
200 anyway. So what's the difference in 145 and 200?
Yeah, it'll be better to have, 4 turns of those auras being on the field between her 2 turns.
Yeah,
No, that's gonna make a big difference.
we'll see.
You could already see it with the Kain fall up. They were doing like half as much damage once the PT effect wore off.
Oh, the Alexander graphics glitch.
I'm surprised they haven't like addressed that at all.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
They'll address it when she hits her FR.
What is the glitch?
Sometimes Alexander's just off camera.
Oh,
You see
dude,
like a corner of a wing.
Orin's counters in force time are gonna. Oh, those are gnarly.
Yeah,
This is gonna
this is
be-
why counter tanks are so strong right now. It's because of this.
That feels really good.
Especially because with certain FRs, the counters are increasing the multiplier, right? If you bring Kril FR here, every aura encounter is another plus 5%.
Jesus, that feels so good. Oh, they become
Delayable,
That's their,
which is
their
not bad.
recast, yeah. Yeah, now would be a good time to press that aura on EX.
Why?
Because they can't be delayed, so you wouldn't be denying yourself counters.
I was asking so that you guys could explain to how his EX is
Now
not
the people
great.
know. Right. Well, I can see you clearly have this in the bag. Some girl, I'm gonna have to ask you to carry the pullout once it completes, and as we did agree, he doesn't have to perfect it. Although it'll be really funny if people die in both versions.
I'm excited for it to happen somehow.
I know, right? It's gonna be the creativity knows no bounds. Oh my god.
Well, they are about to double recast, so you never know. No, they're not. A is gonna recast, and then Kain.
Their
and
recast
then
doesn't
B.
do much anyways.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
All right. Adios, folks.
Later, Bl'Art.
See ya.
I'm gonna spam LDs in force time because it feels good, and I like it.
Go for it.
This is fun. I like this. I like the big damage on everything. Very good. Very nice.
Yeah, just bring the strongest possible team to every fight.
Yeah, dude. Challenges. Who does challenges anymore? I'm not. I did the challenge last time. No force, no friend. That's no fun. What's fun about that? I just want to blow everything up. This is amazing. This is how you guys live, chat. This is how you guys are living. Every fight, just blowing shit up. This is amazing. Fuck challenges. I'm done. I'm done, man. I'm just gonna blow everything up. What is going on with my Kain's buffs? Jesus.
Well, he doesn't need the buff. It's fine.
He needs some. I mean, it's at least 2 buffs have fallen off.
Wait, I
Maybe
actually
Rising.
don't know what his wave plus comes from.
It's got to be Inner Dragon. Yeah. It's Inner Dragon. No, wait.
No,
Inner
that's the
Dragon is
overhead.
the above. Yeah.
That's the overhead. He doesn't have any other.
Well, then
great
why did
buffs.
Brave plus? Why did Brave? Ooh, 185%. Oh, I got a good idea. Check us out. Boom. Get the instant skill. And get a little bit higher on the HP damage bonus, and then a Cyan Call.
Yeah, Cyan Call's great, especially
Oh,
later on.
It's gonna feel good right here. Hit him with one of the. This is fun. This is great. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. 1.7, 1.6.
If you'd attacked B with that call, it would have launched, which would have increased your multiplier and made it do more damage.
This is what fell off.
But doesn't
No,
matter, just
jump fell off.
Just double jump.
Yeah, but that's not what fell off. The Brave attack turns blue if you're not at.
I literally think
I can't figure that out.
Some characters, it's not even tied to a buff. It's just you press a button and then they have an upgraded skill for a couple of turns.
Yeah. But the other one is from jump. His skill 1, I just don't ever use, which is fine. You said.
Well, it's because it sucks ass,
Fuck
and the buff is really minor, so I don't think you'd be incorrect to play that way.
210. Do we summon here too and just really just blow this shit up?
You can.
Oh, he's gonna get paralyzed. Unless.
I think he still has one turn. I think that's what that one turn buff
Wow. Let's summon here and see what the most damage we can possibly do is. 220. Yeah, let's summon and just LD with everybody. This is great. Tree Void, I'm not doing your challenges anymore. Why should I die over and over and over doing challenges with no force, no friend, all this bullshit when I can do this? This is what God intended. And by God, I mean Squex Josh. This is what just
pull
destroy
every
it.
FR and then you can do this in every fight.
Well, I don't even have Krau's FR. I don't need it. Just 2 synergy characters and Garnet Green BT. You never did him to begin with. Okay, good one. He's on my last nerve, so baggy.
Is he wrong though?
He is. He literally is wrong. Yes, I have done them all. Not all of them, but
The immediate walk back, like, oh, well, not all.
we're almost out of here. Check this out. This
At
feels
least
great.
stick to your bullshit. Come on.
Look, I've done a handful. I've done more than one. I did the boss rush one. That was a good one. 230%. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, I did use Krile in this fight because I wanted the tickets. I didn't actually talk about who I ran, did I?
You said Krile and no, go. Who did you run? I think you did mention.
I definitely didn't say it because you don't know who I ran. I ran
Edge.
Krile,
Edge,
and
yep.
and Charlotta.
Ooh. I like that. Oh, I could have just launched. I know.
Because
That's
I
a
have
bummer.
a unique ultimate weapon, and I like Charlotta.
Well, this felt phenomenal. Any other closing thoughts about this fight, show in general? We're gonna get out of here shortly.
My thoughts on this fight are I thought this was a little underwhelming after the previous fight.
I will hold off on my opinions. Obviously, I'm gonna do it with. I'm gonna bring Zidane. I'm trying to bring Zidane with no FR to a couple fights just to see how it feels. The first one was harder, and I did it, so I think I'll do it on this one too, and then I'll have a better opinion of the fight.
You'll want to have trouble with this one.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is they do become unbreakable during force time.
Yeah, and I won't be able to change. I'll have to give them 3 turns during force time to get it gone, because I won't have a
Or
force.
just kill them.
That's true. Just kill them faster. Double jump. Fuck. No, I don't care. I just want to kill him. I'm just gonna kill him faster. Well,
Yeah,
what do we
yeah,
have? What do we have before next show? We have another FR.
Nebraska.
Oh yeah, Braska will be. Is that the only thing we got going on? Braska?
That's the only one, yeah. Cam is the day after, the night after our next show.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday night, yeah.
All right. Any closing thoughts for the week? So, Maggie?
It's been a good week for Dissidia of Final Fantasy Omnia. The new difficulty's
definitely
been
has.
pretty fun. I think a lot of people are learning to play with the new toys we've gotten, and it's been a very enjoyable experience. Looking forward to what this era has to offer.
Yeah, I want to piggyback off that for a second before we leave. I this is fun. I obviously you blow it up if you want. You can kind of have more fun if more challenge if you want. Whatever you want to do. This is fun and exciting and interesting, and it's a new era. Always feels good, but I think that this era changes the game more than anything. Other than calls, I think call assists are the single biggest change the game's ever had. But other than call assists, I think this is like the craziest. Burst effects were big. They just essentially gave you another attack and an effect and more turns.
I would also say bursts were insanely powerful for the Levania era.
Yeah,
just
they're
because
powerful.
of how they interacted with orbs.
But as far as the mechanics go of the game, calls is the biggest thing ever, and then this force time, force enhancements, all that stuff is just it's crazy, and I'm having fun. And it's a video game. We should have fun. So, I'm appreciating this. I agree with you, Maggie. I think that this is it's very welcome too after garbage time to kind of actually enjoy what we're doing. But thank you guys for hanging out with us. We'll be back on Monday with Braska and Braska's final Aeon. Also, by the way, 2-0. 2-0 on Shinryu on stream. 2-0.
I have to say yes to this prediction. Is there?
Oh yeah, you got to pay it out. You have to pay it out. That's what Bart said. I'm 2-0.
Are we counting this as you winning?
Yes. Yes.
It says, "Well, you win both," and you didn't.
Well, he did that after we already did the first one. Do not make me call Bart on my Discord.
All right.
Thank you. 2-0 on Shinryu. Just for the record, all the little haters in chat. That's 2-0.
It's like 1.5 and 0.
No, it's
like,
2-0. We're going 2-0. And then next week against Braska's final Aeon, we make it 3-0. That's show business, baby. Adios.